Pokemon fans? Welcome back to the 2025 Pokemon Showdown Tournament Minor League. This is our second attempt at getting Logan and Ted's match started after we had some technical difficulties yesterday, but everything's checking out okay today, and I think we're going to have an awesome match this time. We've got two really solid teams here. Let's get down to the pitch. I know I asked you guys this yesterday, but Ted, is there anything you want to say to Logan before you get started? Anything about your match?
Well, like I said yesterday, may the best man win. But I'm the only best man here.
Oh, Logan, what do you say to that?
We'll see, and it's about time we get this match on the way, so let's get crunky with it.
Let's get crunky. Let's get stunky since we've got two of them. 3, 2, 1, begin! And we're off. All right, Ted's leading with the Doduo. Logan's going to lead with the the Duskull. All right, we got the Doduo up and we got the Duskull. Two interesting first moves. These aren't necessarily hazard setters that we typically see, so there could be something interesting at play here. Let's see what our battlers do. All right, and there's the Tailwind from the Doduo. Ooh, but there is a taunt coming in from the Duskull. That is going to limit what Doduo can do. Now let's see if the taunt is enough to stop that thing in its tracks. It did manage to get that Tailwind off, so Ted has some extra speed for the next 3 turns. Let's see what he sends out to make use of that and how Logan responds to it. Logan does have a lot of really powerful Pokemon that he could use to check Ted, but it really all depends on what Ted sends out. Okay, and here comes Ted's Stunky, and there's a Will-O-Wisp from the Duskull that is going to land on this Stunky, defeating its bad accuracy reputation. That is going to afflict that Stunky with a burn, then start chipping away at it, but Stunky's decently bulky, so that's not necessarily the worst thing for it. Let's see what Ted has in store for us with this guy. Having a burn is never a good thing necessarily, but for some Pokemon, it's a really bad day. For others, it's just kind of a, an annoying afternoon. So let's see how much that affects the Stunky here. Both battlers are going to have to think very carefully about these moves. We've already seen in the last couple of Little Cup matches how much a single turn can make a difference in a battle. We have seen entire shifts in power in battles. Earlier, we saw one that was going one way, and then a single move happened, and it flipped around, and the other guy won. It was pretty crazy. It could happen here, or we could have a very standard play out. You never know with Little Cup, because these things, they die in a blink if you're not careful. A single stat boost will buff them up, but a single hit will knock them down really easily, too. Both battlers thinking very carefully about their turn. Just checking we're still here, right?
Yes, yeah. I am waiting on Logan's decision making.
Okay. All right, and Logan is going to send out the Croagunk. There's a knockoff. Good switch in by Logan. Ate that knockoff pretty well. Did lose the leftovers, but knockoff is also known for doing an annoying amount of damage, and switching in to a resistant type was a great move by Logan there. Croagunk showing its hand too with knockoff, although that is a really good move to have in any case. Ted can still make a lot of use of it, whether or not Logan knows about it. It's a dangerous move to go up against. Still, Croagunk is hanging in there pretty well. It took that knockoff very, very sturdily, and it is ready for some action, I can tell. The question is Ted going to keep in the Stunky, if it has any other tricks up its sleeve, or if he's going to send in something else? We'll find out soon. Battlers are thinking very carefully about their turns again. The Stunky has taken a little bit of damage. Okay, and it's going to set down some Toxic Spikes. There's a super effective Earthquake from the Croagunk, though that is going to take out Stunky. However, the Toxic Spikes have landed on Logan's side of the field, and from personal experience, Toxic Spikes can be a bit of a problem. Logan will have to deal with that, or Stunky will still be putting in some work from beyond the grave. All right, here comes the Doduo back out again. Ted is responding for the loss of his Stunky by sending out the Doduo. Croagunk still standing tall there. It's taking a little bit of damage, but overall, it's still ready for a fight. However, the Doduo is a great check against that thing. It's got the type advantage. And honestly, I'm not sure which one of these is faster. That Croagunk was already a lot faster than I thought it would be. I honestly thought Stunky would outspeed, and I know Stunky's not very fast. So let's see what happens. You love to see the battlers thinking carefully. As much fun as it is to see those really blitzy battles where turns are happening back to back to back, these kinds of battles where the battlers are really thinking carefully can also lead to more interesting battles in the long run, because even though if you're going, okay, there's a Tailwind coming in, Ted is going to set up the Tailwind, there's an Acid Spray, it's going to get, a special defense drop on the Doduo. Not a ton of damage, but that special defense drop may be a little bit more effective in the long run than just straight up damage. And there's a Sucker Punch that's going to do more damage there. But the Brave Bird for the Doduo. Doduo survives. Wait, no, there's some recoil. Doduo goes down. The Brave Bird took out the Croagunk and then took out the Doduo. That was net nothing there for both guys. We are 2 more Mons down still. Ted has eliminated what was a very strong attacker on Logan's side of the team. Now, Logan has sent out the Marimini, and it has eaten the Toxic Spikes, so the Toxic Spikes are gone. Ted has responded with his Numel. Hi, Numel. Hi, Numel. He's high, Numel, isn't he? Yeah, I can see it in his face.
Hello!
Now, I was thinking, there's an Earthquake. That's going to be super effective against Marimini. Marimini's going to go for the Sludge Bomb, though. While it does get the poison, Numel does resist it, so it doesn't do a lot of damage. Still, that poison is going to be a pain in the butt. Logan has to be careful, though, because another Earthquake like that is going to send Marimini down into Davy Jones' locker. So the question is he willing to sack it, or is he going to send in something else, or does he take a gamble that Ted is doing? No, there's a Flame Charge! There's a Flame Charge! Logan, he out-predicted the predict, and he recovered! The Marimini is back in the game. Meanwhile, Numel got some speed from that Flame Charge, but it got more hurt by the poison. It's faster, but can it dent the Marimini again like that and survive? Ted has... that was it. Wait, no, there's an Earthquake from the Numel. Marimini survives. They went for a Toxic, but Numel is already toxic, so nothing happened there, unfortunately. That puts Marimini back in a bad point. I don't think Logan is going to be able to out-predict Ted again unless he can out-predict him, which it's Pokemon. You never know. No, there is an Earthquake, and Marimini is going to go down. Numel is very threatening now. Usually what's holding it back is its speed, but now it's fast. However, it is on a timer with that poison ticking away, doing damage every turn. Logan's still got several Pokemon left. We're 4 on 4 now. This
Nice.
battle is still far from over. And it's not entirely hopeless on Logan's side. That speed is threatening, but if he can outlast the poison, unless Ted can cure the poison, he's got a Numel that's on a countdown. All right, here comes the Elekid. Electric Boogaloo. The Elekid is out and ready for action. Now, it's fast, but is it faster than a boosted Numel? I honestly have no idea because I've never seen a boosted Numel before. Let's see what Ted does with it. Ted still has the type advantage here. We'll see what Logan is betting on.
All right.
Let's see what Elekid is packing. I know that a lot of electric-type Mons still have a lot of things. No, there's an Earthquake! That is going to take out Elekid! Ooh, that Numel is way too fast! Elekid is normally a really fast Pokemon. 2x speed Numel. What was I just saying about stat boost being really effective in Little Cup? Ooh, boy. All right, Logan has got to send out something to deal with that. Here comes the Volibee. That is a good choice right there. Being able to fly up and evade those Earthquakes that Numel has been relying on to destroy Logan's team. Now it can't do anything with that Earthquake. That is an excellent switch there. Let's see if Logan can leverage it and get this Numel out of his way, or if Ted is going to keep his dominant little round party camel stoner. I really don't know. It's like a stuffed animal, you know. Like I want to poke it or something.
Well,
it's cute.
Hello, it's me, the Numel. I just like getting high on that marijuana.
Marijuana. You can do it if you wanna.
Oh my, it looks like I get really high.
Now, let's see, on the other hand, what Volibee has up its sleeve. Oh, there's a Flamethrower. Volibee, I think, is going to take that. Yes, it does. It goes for the Defog. That is there weren't any hazards to clear, so no hazards removed, but Innumal does get an evasion drop there. Won't be able to dodge a whole lot of attacks if it was planning on doing that. And Volibee, being pretty buff, just like its evolved form, took that flamethrower pretty well. I'm actually quite surprised that it still got 48% health left. That was pretty tanky. Let's see what happens next. God, that Numel is just so fast. I know Volibee isn't normally a fast Pokemon to begin with, but you just don't think that the bird, you know, would be slower than the camel, but today the camel is jacked. It's kind of scary.
My Numel is doing his work.
Hey, man, I can't blame a guy having a good time with high times. Okay, here's Duskull again. There's ooh, flamethrower. Duskull's going to take that pretty well, though. Another neutral hit. Actually took that better than Volibee. Well done, Duskull. And another good switch by Logan, because I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but Duskull has Levitate, and that's going to make it immune to Earthquakes, which is another check on Numel. And Numel, I would say, looking at it, has probably about one good turn left in it. There's a Shadow Sneak. There were no good turns left. Good move by Logan. Shadow sneaking in, using that priority move, knocking it out. All right, and there, Ted has sent out his Bramblin. This is actually a new one for me. Very cool looking design. Sent out against the Duskull. Let's see what... Oh, there's another Shadow Sneak. Whoa! And that... Whoa! That was pretty quick there. But the Duskull survived. That was... I didn't see that coming. I thought that Shadow Sneak was going to kill, but Duskull survived and managed to get off another Will-O-Wisp, defying the poor accuracy odds and landing another burn. That is not good for Ted. Ted does not want to deal with these status afflictions if he doesn't have anything to cure it. There's another Shadow Sneak, though. That is going to take out Duskull. It didn't have a whole lot left, though. I'd say Duskull did what it needed to do. All right, Logan has still got 2 Mons left. We've seen the Volibee. We haven't seen the Stunky left. Ted's got 3. And one of them is burned. All right, here comes Stunky. Uh-oh, Stunky! Let's see what it's got. Ted's Stunky was pretty good. If Logan's Stunky is anything like that, Ted's in for a fight. Now, I'm unfamiliar with Bramblin. This is a new one to me, so I am eager to see what it can do. Oh, the Sucker Punch fails. There's a Strength Sap, and that is going to drain some of Stunky's life and return life to Bramblin, healing it back up to full health, but then the burn is gonna cut it in a little bit. No full health for you today, Bramblin. That Strength Sap lowered Stunky's attack. Depending on how Stunky is set up, that may be a bad thing, that may be nothing at all. We're gonna find out probably next turn. Let's see what happens. That Strength Sap, we've seen that move used just only a couple of times before. It's not a very common move, but when used, it can be very tricky. I don't think very many people factor it in. Okay, there's a Sludge Bomb. That's going to do a lot of damage there. Good. Ooh, and a Power Whip to Stunky, but Stunky's got the resist on that. That Power Whip being a very strong move, that did not do as much damage as Ted wanted it to do. Meanwhile, that Sludge Bomb ate into Bramblin pretty well. Stunky using a special move like that attack drop from Strength Sap is... Ooh, there's a Fire Blast! That is going to knock out Bramblin! Stunky packing a Fire Blast. Oh, man, that had to be one hell of a fart. Okay, here comes the Tink-a-Tink, and Tink-a-Tink has got his balloon, so he's hanging up there. Let's see what Ted can do with him. We are 2-on-2 now. Stunky is hurting a little bit.
I just want to say, no matter how this match goes, this is a good match so far.
Yes,
this is a really good.
I am enjoying it myself. All right,
let's see how this.
Yes.
Let's see how this plays out.
That's what I was just saying, because we're 2-on-2, and it's still far from over. Oh, the Sludge Bomb, but the Tink-a-Tink is immune. It's going to go for the Play Rough. Yep, that's going to take out Stunky. Ooh, but an Aftermath is going to dent Tink-a-Tink there. Doesn't break the balloon, but that's probably not going to matter much to Volibee, and it is all up to Volibee now. Can Volibee break the Tink-a-Tink? I don't know, guys. This might be it, unless something goes wrong for Ted. Let's see. Could this be last turn, turn 21? I don't know. We're going to find out. Volibee is still a tricky mon. There's some moves it could use. If it's got him, we'll find out. It's got some staying power. Let's see what Logan is going to do with it. That Tink-a-Tink is a new one for me, too. I think... No, there's a Brave Bird. Oh, and the resist is going to keep Tink-a-Tink alive. Tink-a-Tink is going to... Ooh, there's a choice. Draining Kiss, and that's going to say goodbye, Volibee. Ted wins the match. Good game!
Woo! That was a really good match. That being said, I did bet $20,000. So if you excuse me, I gotta go get a pinky finger.
Never bet on Pokemon, man. I've told you this before. But seriously though, guys, awesome match. That was great to watch. And Ted, congratulations. We'll see you in the next round.
I'll see you against Isaiah. Isaiah, you better bring us.
Oh, yeah,
Definitely
that's
like
right.